Welcome. We are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome back to Talk Talk Live, ladies and gentlemen. We are early today. Yes, indeed. I made sure that we were early today. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Talk Live. As it is Friday, as it is not usually time for me to stream, but I am going to stream nonetheless because I owe you one. I owe you a few actually. So you're going to see me go hard in the paint over the next couple of days and weeks. That is my promise to you. But thank you very much for joining me on Talk Talk Live on IG and YouTube, sponsored by Done Talk, DUNTALK.com. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Yes, indeed. We're going to get straight into it because it's Friday and not usually the time where I get started on things. But again, I said it was Friday. I said I'm a bit home. Had a good day today, a very productive one. And yeah, so I said, you know what, let the production continue. So here I am on Talk Talk Live tonight on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers right here for you tonight. And we are gonna discuss rather major topics about one who's a superstar who's fallen from grace, and another lady who's trying who's trying to be that superstar but going about it the entirely wrong way. But anyways, we're going to start with her first, and that lady is Lady SB. Now, Lady SB, to those who may not know, is a local rap artist. Yeah, a local rap artist who seemed to have gained a name for herself stateside, as she's appeared on two very prominent YouTube channels. And I'm going to show them tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and not for the best of terms, but recently she's got herself into a spot of bother, or should I say a world of trouble, way similar to those of another celebrity who indeed is not locally known but worldwide known, one of the biggest celebrities in the world, one of the richer celebrities in the world, and well, locked up at the MDC in New York, and that is his name is, well, he goes by Love, he goes by P Diddy, he goes by Puff Daddy, he goes by Sean Puffy Combs. Yes, indeed. So we are here live at Talk Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're going to run through this tonight. We're going to get it right now. Follow me as we go into the scream. Yes, I'm wearing my Psycho Bunny tonight. Psycho Bunny, the polos are the next level now. It is the new. It is the new. It is the new champion in terms of polo wear. So I always wear my roasted bunny. If you see me out this summer, you would have seen me in my roasted bunny. Anyways, we're back here on Talk Talk Live. This is my bangle made up by my girlfriend, who indeed, got this thing rolling and started. Anyways, but I hope I look sharp and clean, and my hair is so very Carl Thomas 2001. Anyways, so we're gonna get on this. Look him up if you don't know about Carl Thomas. Anyways, so we are gonna move on here to the browser. We're gonna do the browser thing, and we're gonna get into this right now. We're going into the first candidate up to date. Yes, indeed. We are early here on Talk Talk Live. And guess what? The man in the know about most, if not all, these things is the man who's very infamous in these YouTube streets. The man who preaches the red pill. The man that women love to hate, but more love than hate. And that is the man they call Myron, a.k.a. Fit, a.k.a. From Fresh and Fit. And we have his huge stream yesterday when he was live on Twitch and on YouTube and on Rumble and on Castle Club. And he was doing a simulcast there, and he gave us a lowdown on a lot of subjects, and it was a very entertaining show. Shout out to Myron. Did an excellent show yesterday. But one of the things he did feature yesterday was a lady that we are featuring tonight, and that is Lady SB. Now, Lady SB is a six girl. What I call her 6S? No. She is a 6-year of Portuguese descent that seems to have fallen into the hip-hop game. Now, again, she's gained notoriety in the States because by appearing on such things as you can see here, Fresh and Fit, and on No Jumper. No Jumper, infamous for the simp who pimps his lady out for usage by porn stars, quite simply. And let me just do this quickly right now and make sure we're good to go here. Yes. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. We are good. We are good. We are good. We are good. Okay, we're back in the flow, and here we go. So yes, so we're gonna feature this lady right now on Talk Live. So like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get this. Let's do this as we bring this up, and we'll let Myron explain the history between himself and Lady SB and the further history she has stateside. Let's go.
Making sure that I have everything proper, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the first story here. So the first thing, guys, okay, is and guys, just so you guys know, fnmsuperchat.com if you guys want to go ahead and chat, okay, with me. So if you guys remember, we did this podcast. When did we do this? 11 months ago. Wow. October 16, 2023, right? And we had this girl on right here. Right here, right? Y'all remember this chick? Lady SB, right? She had went viral, I think, for saying something along the lines of that she was going to, she did something for her baby daddy, got him in trouble or some other bullshit like that, right? So this is her.
I have a college. I went to college.
Let's go back to her. As you guys know, we do intros, right? Every episode to have the girls introduce themselves. And let's listen to her intro real fast. All right, what about you?
My name is Lady SB.
First name is Lady?
Yeah.
Last name SB?
SB.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
I just turned 24, and I am a rapper and a singer.
Wait, where are you originally from?
Toronto. Well, I'm originally from the islands of Portugal. It's called the Azores, but I live in Toronto.
Okay.
So there she is, ladies and gentlemen. That is our, we got to claim her. She seems to be from here. She's announced it, so she's trying to be a success. But anyway, let's get into it.
Wait, you said you're a rapper, right?
Yeah.
Can you spit like a bar for us?
What do you want me to?
Any
BBL all over the place, by the way, guys.
that you got?
Play a beat. Okay, I'll do one for you.
Let's go.
Hold on. Let me take.
Notice the irony between what Thing has on tonight and let's see, I didn't even get it there, right there. Anyways, you'll still notice in a minute that that's Fresh, the man on the right, the dark-skinned man on the right, has something infamous from this town on tonight. Anyways, I'll let it go from there.
Let me take a second.
Toronto in the building.
There he is.
Okay, ready?
Hours later.
I got him fiending. I got him moaning. I'll do him right. If he got some motion, fucking on Rex. And she got me soaking. He caught me some ice, but my heart the coldest. That's how I get it.
Right.
That, my friends, was absolute trash. That was, I'll say it again. That was trash. That was such trash. Now, if you're a fan of hers, God love you. But that was Donkey Doody. Anyways, I'll let these guys comment.
Yo, why is it that every single girl we bring on this show fucking sucks with rapping or singing or whatever, bro? Like, every single girl we bring sucks. Sucks. Right? And little insider joke for you guys real fast. So, me and Mo, you guys, the real OGs will remember this. We had a stream where we did like the most red pill songs, right? And we talked about female musicians and rappers. And basically, you guys know that Bills and Mo kind of like have been in the music industry. They've done, they're audio engineers, so they work with a lot of South Florida artists, poppin' artists, etc. And I told them, I was like, guys, just be honest.
If you don't know who Bills and Mo are, they work with Fresh and Fit. They are basically their audio engineers. So if you've ever been seen on Fresh and Fit and you see behind the scenes, there's Chris, there's Mo, there's Bills. And Mo and Bills are the audio engineers. So that's who he's referring to. They work on Fresh and Fit. Let's continue.
Honest with me, bro. How many of these women that actually rap and be going to the studios are talented and like can make it on their own without fucking rappers to become famous? And basically, yeah, Three Leg Stand says it. Only about 20% of the women that come in and sing and rap actually have talent. The other 80% are basically being like smashed, and the dudes like sell them a dream, right? So when she did this shit. Mo was basically like, yeah, this chick is an 80 girl. So anytime Mo says 80-20, or he'll say, yeah, they're in the 80%, that means that they're not actually talented. So a little code word for you guys. Anytime we're live, we tell a girl to like spit a bar or some shit like that, and she ends up being trash, and Mo says 80. Because sometimes what he'll do is he'll look at me and say 80%, and he won't say it on camera because he mutes his mic behind the scenes. But yeah, this girl is definitely an 80%er. Fucking trash. She's the majority that just gets smashed out.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Even audio engineers agree that this girl is not exactly talented at all. She's basically here for clout. She's basically here to sell whatever she has going on, and she's putting it forward in front of us all. And yeah, not very talented. And they're right. About 80% of ladies who get into the rap game and get into the music game, period, are just there to sell themselves or, well, sell themselves. And, well, that may be the red pill in me. But again, there's no incentive for these ladies to work on their craft or to get to a higher level. And only those 25% of ladies who really want it, who really grind, who really get talented, like some of the ladies, I mean, you can name them down below. You can name them here and talk live. Some of those seriously talented ladies out there, they're the ones who really survive. Other than that, these ladies are basically trained up, put their goods out, and basically there to move product, basically, and their talent is left to be desired. Let's continue.
Toronto, get your mans. Get your mans, Toronto.
God damn.
Oh,
Holy. Wow. Damn. Wish I had an extra hand so I can give that 3 thumbs down. Yeah, that shit was trash. 3 thumbs down, baby.
Oh, no.
God damn. All right. I'm going to put somewhat rapper here
Toronto,
for profession.
you don't, man.
Oh, hell no.
Highest education level completed?
High school.
Okay. Is that your predominant profession as a musician, or do you have any other jobs?
I breed French bulldogs.
Okay.
That's a good money doing that, actually.
Yeah, it's
Really
true.
good.
All right, yo, I'll keep it 1,000 with you guys. Everyone that breeds Frenchies is like a criminal. Yeah, I fucking said it, okay? Almost every person I know, bro, that breeds Frenchies in a major city is involved in some bullshit, bro. Like, every single time. Because here's the thing with these Frenchies, right? There's a whole, like, underground economy of dudes that do this shit, right? And, like, if you sell a dog, you can easily sell a dog for, like, 10K, 20K, make a bunch of money. But it's not consistent enough to bring in the money needed to actually sustain yourself. Like, it's very difficult to be like, oh, I'm a Frenchie breeder and, like, actually make a sustainable living doing it. So what I've noticed is a lot of people that breed Frenchies, they do it on the side. Like, they title it their main job, but they do other bullshit on the side and scam and sell drugs or whatever it is. But when people ask them, what do? They say, I sell Frenchies. Because when you say that I sell Frenchies, right, you're able to rationalize and be like, yo, I travel a lot, I have a lot of cash, etc. And I get it because I'm traveling all over the time and meeting people and selling the dogs for large sums of money in cash. So it's almost like a cover for people that do criminal activity, right? But most people I've met that sell Frenchies, except for one girl I know, they're all crooks. Every single one of them. And the only reason the girl that I know that sells Frenchies isn't a crook is because she lives with her parents and they got money. So she might sell one Frenchie, and this is kind of how I figured this out, because she was legit. She sells like maybe 2 or 3 Frenchies a year, right? So in my head, I was like, so how much you making from that? She's like, oh yeah, I make some money, whatever, but it's not like a real job. It's like, it's something I do, but blah, blah, blah. So the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is it's not a sustainable profession. You might get lump sums of money here and there, but most of the time someone introduces themselves as, I'm a professional, like I sell Frenchies. Oh yeah. 9 out of 10 times they're capped and they're criminals.
So you understand what we're talking about here. We're talking about a lady, okay, she says she's a rapper, but then she says she sells Frenchies. That should be, as Myron is saying, a signal to you that this lady is not involved in any sort of legitimate business, any sort of legitimate occupation. This girl lives in the black market, and in nefarious means, and in some sort of criminal enterprise. And that's the thing tonight, criminal enterprises, ladies and gentlemen. And so her selling Frenchies is code word for me being in some sort of criminal activity. That should be a red flag to you. And you'll see how much of a red flag it is as we move on into the night's show. Let's continue.
Brother, I'm telling you guys, she comes from an affluent family, so she will kind of do it on the side as a hobby. But you're never going to be able to, like, 99% of people can't sustain off of selling Frenchies. Are there people out there that could do it? Of course. But the majority are scammers and criminals. And how do I know that? Exhibit A. This girl right here, SB, says she's a French breeder. And now we found out what she really does.
Money.
I have a kennel.
Okay. And then relationship status?
She belongs to the streets.
Yeah, no. I would say I am taken.
Really? You got a man?
Yeah.
Fresh? I can never tell. Wait.
Oh, I got a man.
You know something fresh? How'd you meet him?
How'd I meet him? You know, same way everyone meets these days. Internet. Social media.
What's his name?
Oh, hell no, I ain't telling you his name.
Okay, fine, whatever.
How long y'all been together then?
6 years.
Wait, what? What?
See, here's the thing, guys. And you know you're off to an absolute stinker here because she's calling out random men that she's known for 6 years. She doesn't know who they are, what they are. They should be on their way to marriage, right? But you got to start connecting the dots here. She raises Frenchies. She's in the rap game. She doesn't have a legit sense of income. Are you starting to put the pieces together here, guys? Just saying. Just saying. These were the breadcrumbs that were fed out to us late last year. This is 2023 right now. So late last year, these breadcrumbs were being fed out. It only came until, well, quite recently that the fullness of her exploits came to be. All right? Just be aware of that as we continue. Let's go.
Everyone's like, what? Yes.
I know you got a question on that.
Yeah, I'll come
After?
back.
Okay.
I'll come back.
All right. What about you?
Hi, I'm Lala.
Hey, y'all.
Okay.
What was your other?
names. How old are you?
I'm 30.
Are you 30?
Where are you listening from?
I'm from Toronto.
Okay.
Are you guys friends?
Yeah.
What do you do for work?
So this is the friend that came down with her to Miami to, Now, I don't know if she's involved in lifestyle. I don't think she is. I don't think she's involved in that, in the dog breeding life. The dog breeding life. But she's there, She's going to let us know. She's going to let us know.
I'm a hairstylist. I own the Chance Experience Business Salon. And yeah,
All right. Okay. What's your highest education level completed?
I have a college. I went to college.
Bachelor's degree?
No, diploma. Certificate, sorry.
Oh,
I went to,
okay.
yeah.
And that's the
Okay.
girl.
Medical.
Did you go, and that's the girl that she came with. So like a trade school, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we know who she is,
So basically, this girl's this is Lady FB's hairdresser. Think about that. She's the one who did her hair. She's the one to make her look good. When she hits the streets. So girlfriends. Yeah, thank you. Lana BK said it herself. So many red flags. Yes, so many red flags, ladies and gentlemen. So many red flags from one of our representatives, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. It seems she's putting us on the map for all the wrong. Well, wait for it. Right or wrong reasons. Let's let this breathe a bit. Hold on. Let's continue.
so I think she
Let
did
this
something
breathe.
on a no jumper interview. I said Lady DB. No, SB. My bad. Yeah, she accused her ex of abuse. Let me see if I can find the clip here. Oh, look at this. Hold on.
Did you ever sell at any point in your life?
No.
Never.
Cap. Bro. Look. First question out the gate. Have you ever sold box? Nope. Cap.
No. I used to dance.
So Let it run.
Bro, if you dance, 99% chance that you sold box, bro. Like, look, guys. All right, let's just have a very tough discussion here. When a girl is a dancer, right? The way things are, and you're in a competitive city like a Toronto, a Miami, a Houston, etc. Girls are smashing for money, so it's very difficult for you to make money dancing if you're not involved in smashing for money, because the girls that are smashing for money are taking all the money away, right? You're not gonna just make enough from like, oh yeah, I'm dancing on blah blah blah. Like, girls that dance do stuff on the side, man.
But that's as far as I would take it. No.
So therefore, you heard it from her first. This is a lady that, okay, she may be raising and selling purebred Frenchies, but she's giving other sort of Frenchies on the side, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. But such as she said the box. She sell the box 50. Well done, Robinson 2867. Yes, indeed, she will. But again, hey, she's in the big city. She's got to be competitive. So in order to be to give out those competitive rates, she needs to go on dates and do what it takes. I got that one. Okay, let's continue. Here, right here.
No.
Upsell, like, look at
I love how he's
you
just.
have to beat this meat.
No, I don't beat nobody's meat for money. Sorry.
I'm just saying when you.
And shout out. Let me say this. Shout out to Lady SB for her to get on a show like No Jumper. Okay, does not have a rap career. Does not have any sort of, cachet to herself. For her to get on No Jumper, which is, listen, this is about 2.53 million subscribers on this week. It's a big deal, okay? To get on No Jumper. So she's known, especially stateside. So for her to do this, shout out to her. However, how she did, how she got there, I'll let you decide. Let's continue.
Like sometimes you gotta make.
Let you decide.
Clubs in Toronto are like secured with security. Like you can't do any of that.
And them dudes, and you know what? I'll be real, man.
In downtown Toronto,
because it ain't too hard for them. They like spending money down there.
They love it.
They got it to spend.
They love it.
That's what I do love about Toronto. Like
they'll just give it for nothing.
Like, they don't be hurting over there in Canada, bro.
They give it for no reason too.
Man, they don't be hurting over in Canada.
How does she know that they not be hurting and she'll give it up for no reason? I thought this girl bred dogs. Did she breed dogs? Or is she breeding something else? Is she holding on to something else? Let's continue. She got a lot of knowledge for a dog breeder. A lot of knowledge of that life for a dog breeder. Let's continue.
Especially if a bitch got some good game, nigga, she can really run it up over there.
So how do you make money?
I had a French bulldog business. Well, he's just waiting for my.
There you go, French bulldog business.
Because I want you to tell the truth.
He's okay, but
I just feel like it starts off with all this shit. Like,
well, I'm not gonna say illegal shit, but
no, you ain't gotta say nothing illegal.
What do you do illegal?
I'll tell you later.
Ooh.
But
she lets her mask slip a bit. She says she's involved in illegal activities. And she'll tell him later. As Lana B. Kez said, there are too many red flags here. She's letting it off. She's letting that mask slip. It's slipping off. Faster than that makeup. Faster than those lashes. Faster than that makeup. That's sorcery. I'm saying. She's letting it slip. Let's go.
I do have a French bulldog business, and I have 6 females and 1 boy who breeds all of them.
Damn.
And I sell like each pup for like starting at $3,500, and I have like approximately like 2 litters a year.
So we go over your crib and it's just a dog fight 24/7?
No.
All right, hold on. Let's do the math. Guys, how big is a litter? Chat, I know some of y'all are so smart in here. Can y'all do the math for me? Let's rewind that real quick. How much she's making, right?
I do have a French bulldog business, and I have 6 females and 1 boy who.
Okay, 6 females and 1 boy. Some of y'all are saying 12, 4 to 6, 10, 6 maybe. All right, now I gotta Google this shit. let me go with this shit. Follow me on Instagram, by the way, guys. Okay. How many dogs in a litter?
We're bringing it down for you, y'all.
From 1 to 12.
Like,
But the
subscribe,
average is
comment.
5 to 6.
More
You
of the
know
same
what?
commentary
Fuck it.
coming up
Let's
soon.
go ahead and give her the benefit of the doubt and say it's 12. All right? Let's say it's 12.
Breeds all of them.
Damn.
And I sell like each pup for like starting at 3,500, and I have
All right, 3,500, right? And she says starting at like 3,500. So, yeah, let's go 3,500.
like approximately like 2 litters a year.
So she has 24 dogs. Because we're maxing it out. 2 litters, 12 times 2, 24. So she's making roughly $84K a year, right? Assuming what she's telling us is true, and she has 12 dogs. Because she's saying she sells each one for, so 3,500 times 24, 84K.
So we go over your
Girl.
crib and it's just a dog fight 24/7.
No, honestly, yeah. In the garage. Like I
And
have
that's assuming they all sell and we got a litter of 12 every single time. So, hell, you know what? Let's give her the benefit of doubt. She said she starts selling them at 3,500. Let's go ahead and say she sells them for 4,000, right? Give her a benefit out times 24, 96. So she's not making 100K doing this, right? And that's assuming she sells all the dogs.
a kennel my father built. So they have like their little cribs.
You got
And then-
papers?
So I got what?
They come in with papers for 35?
No, they don't have papers. Because when
So
when
you
I
really
Okay, so she doesn't even give them a paper. So there's no way. Like, I'm shocked that she's even able to sell them for 35.
ain't in the dog business.
No, I am though. People
She's an
buy
illegal
them.
dog dealer, yeah.
No.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. My man said it right. Well, her business, which is she considers legit, is illegit because there are no papers for these dogs. Literally no papers for these dogs. She just sells them wholesale. She, tries to deal them out as she can, and whatever money comes in, comes in. So therefore, you're not getting legit dogs because she doesn't have legit papers for them. So, ladies and gentlemen, we already have a quote-unquote criminal enterprise from selling dogs. Just saying. She's already getting herself into trouble by selling illegal dogs without papers. What else can she get into? Let's find out.
Oh, people
I
buy
mean,
them.
If you really look at it, no, it's cool. But I'm just saying, like, for you to be saying, because I know a lot of kennels and a lot of people that are really into that shit.
Yeah, but like
All them dogs, like,
buyers-
knowingly is papered.
buyers that require papers is because they want to breed the dogs. I don't sell my dogs to
You
breeders.
just want your dog to be legit, knowing its bloodline, knowing everything about it, and not what somebody else tells you it is.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? You want to know the paperwork of the dog ain't gonna
well,
lie.
they be selling.
You can tell me anything.
They
You
be
can
selling, so therefore she's selling her dogs on the black market. She's selling her dogs on the black market. Lana BK says, no vet papers, no immunization records, no microchipping. By dog she means... Don't get me into trouble. By dog she means what? I ain't going to say that. I am not going to say that. All I'm saying is that she may not be engaging in a legitimate enterprise. That's all I gotta say. She's selling dogs without papers, without immunization records, without microchipping, without immunization. You take your chances, right? They're dogs. They just fell off the truck. They're dogs that just fell off the truck. Well, actually, the little dog pens are in the truck, and one that just happened to fell off. And oh yeah, you could grab that. Oh, just send me the money. And they throw the money at the truck, and then there you go. So that's the sort of dog she's selling. Lana says she also breeds dogs, but doesn't want others to breed them. Sips tea, but that's not. That's a dog lover right there. So let's yeah, she's already getting herself in hot water. So, but it gets better. Let's go.
tell me this dog's mixed with tripod,
They
all
sell
the extra.
real
right?
quick.
You can tell me that, right? But how will I ever know if there's no documentation to the dog? And I'm just giving love to all of the.
You wanna buy a
kennels out
dog?
there. No, I'm good.
Yeah, for example, guys, my border collie is 100% purebred, and I got like paperwork for that. So that is a little weird, especially when she's selling dogs so expensive.
And not only that, think about this. She tried to pass off a dog to my man here. But he said no. Of course he's not going to say, he's not going to agree. He's not going to agree to an illegal transaction on public access television. What is he, stupid? Of course he doesn't want to touch them dogs. She already got herself into trouble by telling everybody that she's selling dogs without papers, without immunization, without chipping, without any of these sort of things. And yet she wants him to buy one of her dogs. No, of course I would say no. What is he, stupid? Anyways, I think it's Frenchie's his name, but he used to be a pimp, but again, that'll be brought up a little later here. We got another comment that says she also breeds dogs that doesn't want others. Okay, we already got that part. All right, let's continue.
Want to cross state lines with a dog.
But I know what they. I mean, I used to fuck with the dog game. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, before niggas, just within blue noses, red noses, just fucking with different type of breeds. Like before Frenchies and all the shit got popular, long hair Frenchies, the fluffies, all that shit.
What else you do besides the dog biz?
That's some bullshit, though.
What?
I was just thought I'd let you know if I got off that. That's some bullshit.
What's some bullshit?
Even he knows. Guys, just so you guys know, I've never seen this interview in my life, but even Sharp knows that is bullshit.
Sharp,
just so y'all know, Sharp, I think if I'm not mistaken, is a former pimp. So he's been in the underworld dealing with people like her before. So even he agrees with me that this is some cap bullshit, right? Because it's always chicks, by the way, that do this shit. Sometimes it's guys, but a lot of times it's women. So let's go back.
It's just fucking with different type of breeds. Like before Frenchies and all the shit got popular, long hair Frenchies, the fluffies, all that shit.
What else you do besides the dog biz?
That's some bullshit, though.
What?
I was just thought I'd let you know if I got off that. That's some bullshit.
What's some bullshit?
That's not really the dog business. That's just a bitch.
If it smells like shit and it looks like it's what? I'll leave it to you. If it smells like shit and it looks like, then what is it? More to come. Don't worry. More to come.
Selling some dogs.
Well, she's selling dogs.
Well, they sell, so what does it matter?
You just got some dogs.
But they sell, so who cares?
It's kind of like a scalper. Like, it's just, it disrespects the dog game for real. Because there's people that's really fucking with it for real.
How? They sell for the same price as them people with the fucking papers. It doesn't matter.
The dog with the papers sell for way more.
My dog, I've sold a dog for like.
I mean, you got it right. It's nothing for you to go buy a dog that comes from a good line and then buy another dog from another line, bring them together. You got paperwork for both of them.
Okay, you want to come help me?
Come on, you got
No, exactly. She doesn't want to do all that work. Why would she want to do all that work of dog breeding, of making sure that they have the right immunization, of all that overhead, immunization, papers, vet bills, all this other stuff, checkups. Why would she want to do all that work when somebody else could do it for her? Or she could just sell them and take whatever she can get. It's too much work to do all that. It's too much work to get vet papers. Too much work to get immunization records. Too much work to do microchipping. Too much work to send them to the vet, period. Why would she do all that? She got a rap career to look after. She got a rap career, people. So, we gotta be observant of that fact. Let's continue.
Don't you? What's the problem?
You can come help me.
Should have been on your game.
This is why you need someone like him.
You can come help me run my business.
Always a bunch
Since
of
you know a
dummies
lot
with
about
bread.
it.
That's right. That's why a man always got to step in to help things out. Just saying. Dogs, yeah, exactly. Lana BK even said it. Dogs. These are dogs. Yes, they are dogs. She's here to sell dogs. Don't worry. You're going to find out what she's really selling in a minute.
What else besides the dogs?
Don't know what to do with it.
What else do you do besides the dogs for money?
I'll tell you that one later. That's not for the camera.
Yeah.
Really?
I'll get myself in jail.
I guess human trafficking. Human trafficking is what it is.
You're the candy.
Okay. Myra just gave you a hint. We're going to get into that. That's what is in the air out there. That she's engaged in that. And that's why I wanted to feature Diddy and SB. Do the math. I'll come back to you. Just a second.
Lady?
No. Worse.
You're the brick lady?
No. Let's put it this way. I did my homework on Mr. Sharp over here. We're very similar. I could just.
Oh no,
Keep it at
You're a
that.
madam?
Oh, we're. I don't.
Similar.
I can't confirm.
Oh, hold on. She just snitched on herself. She said something similar. We know Sharp is a former pimp.
As the dogs for money.
I'll tell you that one later.
You know, dumb criminals are born every day. They're born every day. And for this girl to go on No Jumper, and for this girl to go on Fresh and Fit, and announce to the world that she's involved in some nefarious practice, to begin with, selling unpapered dogs, unimmunized, unchecked, unpurebreeded, certified dogs. That's one thing. But as you can see, as all you do is ask a couple of questions. This ain't even the lawyers asking these questions. A couple of questions to this girl, and this girl's like, her mask is slipping. She ain't even talking about no rap career. She ain't talking about any songs that are out there. She talking about her business. She got a business in the street. Okay. But the fullness of time will reveal all. Let's go.
That's not for the camera.
Really?
I will get myself in jail.
You're the candy lady?
No.
No.
Worse.
You're the brick lady?
No. Let's put it this way. I did my homework on Mr. Sharp over here. We're very similar. I could just.
Oh no,
you're a madam?
Oh, we're. I don't.
Similar.
I can't confirm it tonight.
We similar.
What?
I can't confirm it tonight.
Jesus Christ! You know how as I said to you, No Jumpers got 2.5 to 2.8 million subscribers. Let's look at No Jumper right now. No Jumper right now. Let's look at No Jumper right now. No Jumper podcast. Let's see how many subscribers they got right here. No Jumper podcast. Let's get this. No Jumper podcast has an estimated subscriber count of 4.79 million subscribers. Thank you, No Jumper. 4.79 million subscribers. Let's take a fraction of that. Let's say any given night it's 50, 60 grand. Let's say you are highlighted on a reel, on a short, announcing all this stuff. So this gets out to about 100, 200, 300, 400, 500,000 people. You know who's going to be alerted to that? The authorities. The authorities are going to be alerted to that. So I'm sure as soon as she announced this sort of stuff, something happened. Something was triggered. I'm just saying something was triggered. Sort of like what happened to Diddy. When the lawsuit went down with Cassie, something was triggered. The U.S. government got involved and said, what are you talking about? How did that thing get settled after a day? You got to put two and two together here. I mean, I was born that night, not last night. So we're at this point where a lot of the authorities from where she stems right here got tipped off and said, you know what? Let's put two and two together here and see what sort of math we can do here. What sort of result? What sort of addition we can create here with this? Well, from two different well-subscribed YouTube channels, YouTube platforms. Let's see if we can put two and two together with this. Let's see where that goes with us, huh? Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get it. Oh, there we go.
Interesting. Wow, I gotta do my homework. Yeah. All right. So this clip went viral recently of you basically saying that you had previously accused one of your dudes of abusing his kids, and you even went so far as to Photoshop a picture of his kids with bruises on them, and you basically became like the villain of Instagram and Twitter for the day.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be safe
For the
to say.
day, shit's
And that's what she got hit with.
fucking still going.
Yeah. What the hell is this story? It's really kind of made you sound like the supervillain of dating.
She was, right? Because you knew you were a piece of shit for that, right? For doing that, right? I know you
so?
can fit. Respectfully, you gotta hold that. You were a piece of shit for what you did.
Yeah. So
Hold that
basically,
respectfully, and we
okay. Let me.
Sharp, well done to you, sir. You do not let these girls get away with without being accountable. He told her to hold that ish for what you did. What you did was dirty. What you did was wrong. Trying to put charges on a man who did nothing wrong. It's giving Cruella de Vil. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for that comment, Lana. Yes, indeed, it is giving Cruella de Vil. Something tells me that, listen, still waters run deep. There's a whole lot running deep here, but that was only the tip of the iceberg. She's she's not exactly as white as the driven snow. If you know what I mean. She's not exactly pure. She's not exactly innocent. She's not exactly one who can be considered trustworthy in her mannerisms and her life. Yes, indeed. This is not one to be trusted at all. Let's go.
Go ahead. Just don't dance around it.
No, I'm not going to dance around it. I'm going to say what it is, and I'm going to be truthful about it. On God,
tell
I
can
put it on everything.
Bitch you was.
Can I finish?
You were. Yeah, you can, but tell him the truth.
But you're not letting me finish.
But tell him the truth. They better.
Sharp is hilarious, bro.
Fall with all
it's
these
the
words
truth. I'll tell you the
you was
truth.
being a piece of shit ass bitch.
Can I finish or no?
Yeah, but tell him the truth.
Okay, let me finish. Let me finish. There's no lies, okay? So first of all, I'll start by saying that I could put up 20 racks right now for any man that can come to the forefront and say, yeah, that bitch, she did this to me. Here's the papers. I promise you that there won't be nobody that could show any sort of proof.
Because you lied about it all.
I didn't lie about it. I'll tell you what happened,
this
right?
Is somebody else's story and you just fixated it because you got
I'll tell you what happened, right?
I need everybody to check out NoJumper.com.
Let's move it on here. Let's move it on.
In-depth.
There we go. Now, we're going to speed it on a little bit. You know what she's
in Toronto that's involved in the game like this, man. I mean, as far as, recruiting and,
Hold on. Let's back up. Just a second.
Hilarious.
Don't want to relieve that. Okay.
So
you see
go ahead.
Okay, stop it. So you see the lifestyle she leaves and what she's into, what she's really, really legitimately into. Let me see if there's anything on YouTube before we do the big reveal. Before we do the big reveal. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's do this. Look here. Okay, we good to go? So let's do this. Right. So you heard that she tried to put charges on a man for doing nothing wrong. You heard that she tried to sell dogs illegitimately. You heard that she's not exactly that she studied my man Sharp and basically copied the game that he was in. And you know that he was into the pimp game, right? You heard that he was into the pimp game, right? Okay. So you got all those clues. All those clues are there. Okay. All right. Are you ready now? Now, if you haven't heard this already, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know. But if you haven't, this is the real story. This is what exactly she was doing with her time to make her money. Outside of, doing those after poll hours things. But anyways, let's continue.
And move. And you can see this is our YouTube channel. Let's see here. What this says.
Before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. But let's get right into it. Now, according to reports, Toronto female rapper Lady SB is one of 5.
Okay, now you hear the T-9, right? You hear the T-9. It's unmistakable. Unmistakable. We're back home, people. We're back home. And we've got my girl hemmed up by Halton Region. Holland Regions got a hold on her. They put 2 and 2 together. They did the math, and you know what they came up with? They came up with this. Watch out now.
Arrested and charged in connection with a human trafficking ring operating in the Alton region and the Greater Toronto area. Now, y'all remember when Lady SB was going viral because someone asked her if she was a telly thing and she got super offended? I guess now we know why she got so offended. She's not the one working the telly. She's the one allegedly doing the recruiting and whatnot. Now, it's been alleged that between September 2019 and September 2024, Lady SB and the other accused used coercion, deception, manipulation, physical violence, and psychological harm to maintain control, direction, or influence over the victims. During the course of the investigation...
Stop there! Sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's exactly what Diddy was doing. She was doing. Lady SB was involved in a human trafficking ring. That's the charge he just caught either Tuesday, Wednesday, or yesterday. But this week it happened. She got hemmed up. She got caught up. The beast them got her. Yeah. That's her legitimate business. She was doing this from 2019 to 2024. That's how she got most of her illegal tender. Continue.
5 suspects would be identified. One of them being Casino Barnes, 35 of Brampton. The other one being Lady SB, 25 of Brampton. Now, I ain't even gonna lie to you guys, man. Lady SB is only 25. That's a hard 25, man. But it shows you, man, makeup is like witchcraft. Because with
facts, like what she looked like here versus there
is like witchcraft.
And let me tell you, Fit, a.k.a. Myron, saw this girl up close. He saw the sorcery. He saw the sorcery for himself. And she ain't nothing but a little thing. She looked like she only about 5 feet, if that. Yeah. That's her legitimate business. She ain't selling dogs. She's selling something else.
Without that makeup, Lady SB looks like she's on all sorts of drugs, allegedly. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. Now, they're all facing multiple charges, including trafficking in person, receiving material benefits, and all sorts of other trafficking-related charges. Now, during the search warrants, police also recovered a loaded firearm, a large sum of cash, a vehicle seized as offense related to property, victims' identity documents. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. These charges are worse than the Diddy charges right now, the way it's looking for Lady SB, man. Now, I can't even lie and say I'm surprised by any of this, man, because I'm pretty sure Lady SB is not making money off her music. Ain't nobody streaming Lady SB. She pretends...
Yeah, facts.
It's like she's not on OnlyFans, allegedly. Like she's not a 3 or 4 man. But my only surprise is she wasn't one of them working in the telly, man. I'm actually surprised by that, man. I can't even lie, man. But y'all can let me know your thoughts in the comment section, man. And do y'all think Lady SB is the only female rapper in Toronto that's involved in the game like this, man? I mean, as far as, you know, recruiting and...
Probably not. Name me a lady in the Toronto music industry, a rapper in the Toronto music industry to make money. I'll wait. Outside of Missy Me back in the day, I can't think of anybody. No one. Zero, zilch, zip, nada. And if they did make money, they made it through probably a man. Got a comment here. If the men found out, they're going to tell the church the makeup sorcery is alive and well. Yeah, that's right. It's alive and well. That's why I say those who live by the makeup will die by it too. My girl had it caked on. Had a cake. Rihanna could be singing to this girl, I tell you what. But yes, no girl in the 6 has, I'd say, ever made money in the rap game. Period. Period. Very few men, but no women. So for her to stand out, and she hasn't even put out a record yet, and she hasn't put out anything yet, something's wrong. And when she went on these big YouTube platforms like No Jumper and Fresh and Fit, she let it slip. Don't think for a second that the constabulary weren't alerted to this. Don't think for a second. How do you think Diddy isn't behind bars right now? They saw the court papers. They saw the settlement. Put 2 and 2 together. We got our star witness. Let's go. They saw her on No Jumper. They saw her on Fresh and Fit. She literally said, well, she's involved in nefarious means of income. Put 2 and 2 together. Come on, y'all. No women yet have made it. Okay. Lana corrects me in saying that no women yet have made it. Well, listen, it's been, I'll tell you, the rap game's been in this city legitimately for, I'd say, since K-Force, about near 40 years. No woman has ever made it. 40 years. Drake is still here, and yet no woman has broken through. Why? Could it be said that no woman has been talented enough to make it through? And I have befriended many of these women. The only one I could say legitimately could have made it through was Michie Mee. That's the only one. The only one was Michie Mee. I'll say that to the end of time. Michie Mee was the only one who was truly talented to make it. Other than that, who else? Unfortunately, I say unfortunately. Another comment, there wasn't a Jamaican bobsled team until there was one. Exactly. Well, listen, if there's anyone that really did make it that I could say legitimately could have made, she made a name, but she could have made a bigger name, was Michie Mee. That's the only one. And you have to go back years for that. You have to take it back to, you got to take it back to Gen X for that. You got to take it back to Gen X for that. Millennials haven't made it yet, and up until now, the Zennials haven't made it yet. So, there's a long way to go. Long way to go. But if you think Lady SB is that long way to go one, it ain't. Continue.
Pimping and whatnot, allegedly. Y'all can let me know your thoughts in the comment section, man.
Yeah, this is crazy. So, here we go. Here's the official article here, guys, right? Okay, 5 charges in connection with a human trafficking ring in the Greater Toronto Area. 5 people are facing multiple charges for their alleged participation in a human trafficking ring operating in the Greater Toronto Area. Halton Regional Police allege from September 2019 to September 24. So that means that she was doing this while she came on the Fresh Fit podcast, which makes sense because when she did that interview, she said, "Oh yeah, I do stuff like Sharp does." The accused coerced, deceived, manipulated, and...
Again, do you think that the police didn't put 2 and 2 together?
Used physical violence and psychological harm to maintain control, direction of influence over the victims. Of officers did not specify how many victims were involved. Is there anything else there? That was it. Then this is from the Keep the Six Solid here. Yeah. Her real name is Sabrina Late Munoz, and she was with these other individuals. So, yeah. All right. So let's talk about this real quick, guys. When it comes to girls doing this, right? So the thing I think that's very important for y'all to understand is, hold on 1 second. Oh, my bad. All right. So the thing you guys got to understand, right? So whether it's Miami, New York, Houston, Toronto, whatever, these cities, right, attract a lot of men, obviously, right? And you guys know that the dating market is tough. A lot of guys struggle with getting women, etc. A lot of guys that are sexually active most of the guys that are super, super sexually active guys are guys that pay for sex.
Stop there for a second. You hear what I'm saying? The prostitution game, the escort game, the stripper game, just basically the sex working game is flush with cash. Because you have legit girls only looking for a certain amount of guys and a whole slew of men going sexless. Okay? I didn't lie when I said men 18 to 35, I'd say about a third of them are either virgin or haven't had sex in a year. So the higher standards of women have allowed for a bigger group of sexless men who have now been asked to pay for sex from such Instagram models and such in order to get by. And so there is a massive underworld of ladies who are getting on with paying for box. Are you getting it now? And one of those who profiteered from that was Lady SB. Because the men who used to get some on a regular basis aren't getting it anymore. So that means the prostitution game is the game. It is now the game. So a lady like Lady SB, of course she's going to look at the stats and say, you know what? If these guys are willing to, let me get in on this. Let me get some. And so she did. However, it is illegal. And so she got caught. But I'll let Myron finish.
Right? So there's an absolute demand for girls, right? Prostitution is the oldest, profession in the world. And a lot of the times what you'll see is you'll have these rings, right, of guys that basically get girls and, these prostitution rings, and they'll have chicks in their organization to do this stuff that they trust and know, right? So with Lady SB, she might have started out as a, streetwalker, and then eventually, right, switched over to...
more often than not, she started out as a stripper, sold some box, didn't want to sell anymore, and then decided, you know what, let me see if I can make some money off this. And here we
are. Switched over to, like, being in a more managerial situation, or being called what's called a bottom chick, right? So I'm not surprised that she ended up getting wrapped up like the rest of them in this situation. And this is kind of just what ends up happening a lot of times with these types of chicks, because there's such a demand for it. And the other thing too is that in Miami, right, a lot of girls do this in Miami too, where they're doing stuff like this, where they're like basically recruiting girls to assist them with just getting guys laid and shit like that. Give me one sec, guys. I'm trying to do something here. Doing so many different things at once.
Let me change this up a bit.
Hold on. What's the hurdle of dealing with Section 8 tenants? The government is paying...
Hold on.
I'm like picking this stuff up on the fly pretty much, man. Adding in new sources and stuff. Hey guys, let's get to
all right. So basically, you got the legit. You got most of the stuff right there. You got most of the stuff. We're not going to continue with the thing. I mean, you basically got what she was involved with. She was in the lifestyle. She was in the game. She gave it up a bit by being on these podcasts, big platform podcasts, where you're getting at least 100,000, 200 to 300,000 views on certain occasions, especially for a Lady SB. Especially if you get on No Jumper, which is bigger than Fresh and Fit. Both over 1 million subscriber podcasts. You know what I mean? Listen, if you're in the lifestyle and in the game, what are you doing shooting off your mouth? Just saying. You have a right to remain silent. She should have remained silent. she should have legitimately remained silent. For her to go on these podcasts and to talk that talk, she's only going to attract attention. And until now, here we are. And it looks like she was running a ring for a good 5 years until loose lips, if you know what I mean. All right, let's move on. We wish Lady SB and her legal team and whoever she's involved with and their legal teams well as they move forward with matters. I am not one to divulge their identities. That is for you to read up on, but it is in the news, so you may do your own research yourself. I am just reporting. I am just literally reporting on it. And so that is Lady SB, a lady from the Six who seems to have taken on, Sharp's and Diddy's coattails and decided to get in the business herself. And she got herself, incarcerated. And here we are. So, but again, let's get into the other end, and that is the update on Diddy himself. Now, Diddy was put on suicide watch. However, is he on suicide watch? Let's see legitimately what really happened there. But thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're going to end up the show right here with Diddy. He is now at MDC in New York City, one of the more notorious prisons in the United States. Definitely New York State. One with the most intolerable conditions in basically the United States, yeah. A lot of people were locked up here, as you will hear, such as Ghislaine Maxwell, R. Kelly, all have been arraigned and locked up here until their trial. So this is a county jail that's not exactly the best of county jails. Probably one of the worst in the United States. One of the more notorious in the United States. They call it a hellhole, okay? And that's where Diddy is right now. They consider him in suicide watch, but let's see if that is indeed legitimately true. Let's go.
Gonna fucking go crazy in this bitch, and we are gonna go ahead and get some subs because we are taking over. They demonetized us on YouTube.
Let's keep going.
They shot
that is Myron asking for subs.
Well, I'm out here proving why I'm superior to these fat fucks every single day.
Indeed. Shout out to Myron, shout out to Fresh and Fit.
Last time they pulled up was on a fucking Shake Shack.
That's
the only thing those guys pull up on. Because at the end of the day,
listen, more money, more muscle, learn game, whole frame, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheeseburger. Well, I'm out
Let's
here.
Get going. We're going to move that forward with this. Myron on one of his tirades, but he's real. He's true.
Let him be. What are you doing here? You fucking dummy.
Oh, he's still doing it. Off he goes.
For P. Diddy. Hey guys, it's Maraldi. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back again with another video. If you have not subscribed, please do. I would really appreciate it. It is 4 a.m.
Actually, I'm signed up the Castle Club.
So because there's so much happening, I have to keep you guys updated, especially so much breaking news. So definitely click that button and subscribe. It's just one click. That's all you guys have to do. Comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Murad Nation.
And real quick, we got Famous Amos. He cheered 100 bits. Shout out to you. Hacky On followed King Woody 1,000 bits. Shout out to you, my friend. We got Pierre Grape.
Let's see if this goes on a little further.
And we are gonna match the energy. Hey, let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's get this thing to Hype Train 20. Hype Train fucking 20. Let's go.
Still moving, but we're gonna keep moving.
I do kind of miss him. Pause.
Fighting to try and get out there with both of his bonds denied. So it makes sense that he would be suddenly on suicide watch. They are watching him meticulously. Combs was arrested, as we all know, and according to the U.S. Department of Justice, National Institute of Correction Suicide Watch is supervisory precautions taken for suicidal inmates that require frequent...
We got 956 live viewers right now on Twitch. Let's go. Let's get to Hype Train level 11. We hit 1,000 live viewers, and we're going to start reacting to some shootings, some law enforcement encounters, right? So let's go, guys. Let's go.
Observations. Sources tell People Magazine that it is for preventative measures as P. Diddy is in shock and his mental state is unclear and he is panicking. He does not know what is going on around him, and he is just purely in shock. So everybody is reporting on this, People Magazine, The Mirror, many other sources that are corroborating that he is on suicide watch. He is that shocked from everything that has happened, especially in the last 72 hours. If we are all shocked from everything that we've seen and how fast it's happened, we can't imagine how shocked he is. He is in mental anguish. His mind has been ripped apart from everything that is happening. And on top of that, he doesn't have the pink powder that he wants every other day as a coping mechanism to deal with XYZ. So he's suffering with those withdrawal symptoms. Then in the insanely negative environment that he's in, where he's suffering, it makes sense for him to be in a position where he might want to take his life. Is this going to be similar to people like Epstein, who was, I believe, was on suicide watch, but then things took place and of course, he was killed or he committed suicide, whatever the story may be. I don't know if Diddy...
All right. The question remains, is he similar to Epstein? He is very similar to Epstein, yes. He is very similar to Mr. Epstein in that he had high profile sexual experiences. How should I say? Bespoke sexual experiences, full of baby oil and lubricant. And he's locked up in he has had millions, if not billions of dollars at his disposal. They have literally been liquidated, and he's been asked to sell most of his assets in order to fight his court case. He is now under a considered suicide watch, and he has evidence of legitimate power brokers, not necessarily political, but definitely entertainment power brokers, some of the highest level that there are, potentially involved in these freak-offs. Anybody would be under suicide watch because you never know the day nor the hour here. So we are at a very precarious moment with regards to Mr. Diddy Combs. If you remember Mr. Epstein, he died in MDC. He died in prison, awaiting his trial. Some say by suicide. Most people say not, because his book of friends and acquaintances who took part in his island parties were very, very strong, powerful, known people. And they didn't want that word getting out there to the public. So therefore, they had an incentive to, how should I say, get rid of the problem, as they say. I would say yes, Chanel says. Thank you very much for your comment there, Chanel. Yeah, but is he really on suicide watch? That's what we're here to see right now at this state of play. And I'll let the video continue, and Mylan have a word on this. Let's go.
He will do the same as Epstein because so much has happened, it's inescapable. It would be in his fashion to maybe take his life to not take accountability for the amount of abuse he's done to so many victims. But also, he has too much of a big ego for him to think that he would do that. He would want to ride it.
Yeah, he's been the boss forever and he's a billionaire, so of course he's not going to...
out and try win this thing because he believes that he can. He also has many children. And so therefore, I think that is probably the only thing that is holding him back from wanting to end his life. Not only that, but I believe police forces have learned from previous people, quite infamous, who've killed themselves, or, something's happened to them. So perhaps they're going to be a lot more vigilant with Diddy, and people are going to be watching him either 24/7 around the clock, or probably every 2-3 hours, every 20 minutes they come and visit him to see, if he's alive and okay. Or somebody is going to be...
Do note that when Jeffrey Epstein was killed, Donald Trump was president of the United States. Let me repeat that. When Jeffrey Epstein was killed, Donald J. Trump, was president of the United States. A very good friend of Mr. Epstein, who's seen with him around about town in his company. I'll let you do the math on that. I'll let you come to the conclusion on that. Let's continue.
In there and do the deed and off him because he has way too much information on his hands. Because as we discussed in previous videos...
That's what they did to Epstein. Epstein had that blackmail list and they got rid of him.
way too many Hollywood executives resigned the day after, more than 10. So that to me is not a coincidence, and I genuinely feel like they resigned because things were going to be leaked, videos apparently and tapes were found. I don't know, because for Homeland Security to be saying publicly that all of this has been found, are they going to show it? Are there going to be names? I don't expect them to be the majority famous names. Majority would be insiders, executives. And as we said, there are multiple people involved, especially those who were allowing the IV fluids to be done. Where are those health workers? Where did they go? Where are they right now? You see, there's a lot more to this. But People Magazine have confirmed.
Guys, let's get to Hype Train 20. We're already at Hype Train 11, man. Let's go. Let's get this thing to 20, boys.
That he is under
We're 977 live viewers, by the way, on Twitch, guys. Let's get to 1,000.
Suicide watch, as of right now. This is insane. It's one of the most harrowing updates for this to be confirmed. Everybody is breaking it as breaking news, which is exactly what this is. So we're going to be doing it over here as well, because this is breaking news. Would we be told imminently? But this could be prolonged and is at the lowest,
It's not gonna happen. Okay, so we got Chief Water, 1,000 bits, shout out to you. Nickel Dio gave out a sub, shout out to you. Schmeebles, resubscribe with Prime, shout out to you. Chief Water gave out 2 community subs, shout out to you. We got Ice Swallow, cheered 500 bits, shout out to you. Maui Wap, 100 bits. Johnny Dams, Mr. Damage gave out a community sub. Hype Train, level 10 achieved. Let's see here. Bright.
Let's move this on a little bit.
And then let's get it eventually to 20. Okay, and then Gabriel says again, where Frank at? Can Omegle, can you go on Omegle and debate fat people? And then let's get it eventually to 20. Want to call them, were intercepted by Israeli intelligence, right, that were destined for Lebanon.
Okay, let's just move this back just a
And
little
then
bit.
let's get it eventually to 20. Okay, and then Gabriel says again, where Frank at? Can Omegle, can you go on Omegle and debate fat people or debate people? Maybe I'll do that. I don't have an Omegle account though. Should I make one?
What is the probability?
All right. So let's go ahead. You guys have been requesting this video here for a bit. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and go this beeper incident.
All right, he's going to the beeper incident. Let me just rewind it back to see if I can catch that last.
And then let's get it eventually to 20.
I don't know, because for Homeland Security to be saying publicly that all of this has been found, are they going to show it? Are there going to be names? I don't expect them to be the majority famous names. Majority would be insiders, executives. And as we said, there are multiple people involved, especially those who were allowing the IV fluids to be done. Where are those health workers? Where did they go? Where are they right now? You see, there's a lot more to this. But People Magazine have confirmed.
Guys, let's get to Hype Train 20. We're already at Hype Train 11, man. Let's go. Let's get this thing to 20, boys.
That he is under
We're 977 live viewers, by the way, on Twitch, guys. Let's get to 1,000.
Suicide watch, as of right now. This is insane. It's one of the most harrowing updates for this to be confirmed. Everybody is breaking it as breaking news, which is exactly what this is. So we're going to be doing it over here as well, because this is breaking news. Would we be told imminently? But this could be prolonged and is at the lowest,
It's not gonna happen. Okay, so we got Chief Water, 1,000 bits, shout out to you. Nickel Dio gave out a sub, shout out to you. Schmeebles, resubscribe with Prime, shout out to you. Chief Water gave out 2 community subs.
If we don't get a legitimate response right now, I'm gonna give you an update and end the show. I'm gonna end the show.
Johnny Dams, Mr. Damage.
Because this was a subathon by Myron. So again, I didn't want to ruin the content of the show, but I thought.
We got.
Moving on.
And then let's get it eventually to 20. And then let's get it eventually to.
This is insane. It's
okay.
And then let's get it. And then let's get it eventually to 20. Okay, and then Gabriel says again, where Frank at? Can Omegle,
okay, we're gonna stop it here. So I'm gonna give you the update. Because Myron was busy with subathon, and I may have skipped past the legitimate piece of information. Now, people say that Diddy's on suicide watch. Well, anybody would be. However, in his case, he's not necessarily on suicide watch at the moment. He is fairly lucid. He is in custody, and he is not in fear of any suicide thus far. I think he is focused as his kids, and he legitimately wants to see out his sentence and clear his name. And he has the funds to do it. So again, he's not on suicide watch. That was what was rumored and out there at the moment. However, Diddy's on suicide watch. He's awaiting trial, and actually he's awaiting extradition from the NDC, which is one of the more notorious jails in the United States. Let that be clear. One of the more legit, one of the more terrifying. Let me do this one thing about the NDC. The NDC is one of the more terrifying jails in not only New York, not only New York State, but in the United States. You heard of Rikers Island? Well, this is considered 10 times worse. This is considered 10 times worse because, let me see here. Diddy. Let me see. One person who's been doing a lot of a lot of streaming on Diddy over the last week or so since his arrest was Melanie King. Now, Melanie King was a friend of the late, great Godfather himself, Kevin Samuels, and has a huge following on this platform of YouTube. And again, she has been following the case from day one. She's been streaming like 2 or 3 times a day. I would say 2 or 3 times a day on this topic. So and that is legitimate. But she's doing some great work, and she did one great post with regards to that. She has 707,000 subscribers. Do subscribe to Melanie King. She's doing wonderful things in YouTube streets. I'm subscribing right now. Bang. She is doing wonderful things in YouTube streets, and she has been following intently on this case of Diddy. And she's been following this case very, very, very very, very closely. And let's see here. Yes, indeed, Walk of Shame. Boom. Yes, indeed. No. Here we go. He will not survive. I'm gonna feature this fair use. This on MDC. Now, the MDC is one of the more notorious jails in the United States. And I ran across this today from Melanie King with regards that with the entitlement of he will not survive, hell on earth prison. He is a target, former warden of Sean Diddy Combs. Well, he's not exactly the exact. He wasn't the warden of Sean Diddy Combs when he's in there now. He's a former warden. I guess that's a bit of clickbait. But anyways, nonetheless, we're going to just have a little bit of a blurb as to what is going on in this prison here at the MDC. There's one report that was seen to here. Here we go. Yes, here we go. The one from Inside Edition is considered hell on earth. I'm going to finish it up right here. Shout out to Melanie King doing wonderful things in YouTube streets. I'll let her take it from here. Let's go.
Holmes spent his first night behind bars inside a facility that is being called hell on earth. The Metropolitan...
shout out to Chanel. She says she will be in solitary for a while. Yeah, he's got to be separated from the general population. If he's in any part of the general population, there'll be a price on his head, and somebody will get some sort of street cred from killing Diddy. Let's face facts. So again, it's going to be a very lonely time for Diddy until trial, unless he is allowed to leave the MDC. Let's continue. Let's hear about the MDC.
Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn is notorious for its appalling living conditions and rampant violence. How bad is it inside this federal lockup? There have been 2 murders, 4 suicides, and numerous stabbings and lockdowns in recent years. It's so out of control inside that 4 federal judges are reportedly refusing to send any more prisoners here. Donald Trump's former fixer, Michael Cohen, spent a harrowing year in federal custody. He says for someone used to a life of luxury like Diddy, prison life is a severe shock.
You had a desk.
Too right. This man was a billionaire only a month ago. He's not that anymore. He actually put up his home and his private jet as collateral in order to be bailed out. They refused it. They said, you are going to sit in that jail until we can deal with you in trial, and that could be a year to a year and a half. This man Yeah, so it's a huge come down for a man who, for most of his life, lived the life of a one percenter. Let's face facts. He was the top of the top. He had the best of the best, and now he's been relegated to that of a of a serf. Yes, and a prisoner at that, as a ward of the state, as they say. Let's continue.
You have a plastic chair, you have your bed with a 1.5-inch mattress, no pillow, and you also have a locker. So you basically have 3 feet by 5 feet to move around. So you have a basic 15 square feet. It is a horrible, horrible place.
Diddy's lawyers were so eager to keep him out of jail, they offered his palatial $48 million home in Miami Beach and his private jets as bail. Today, they are even offering to restrict female visitors to his homes, except for his mother, daughters, and the mothers of his children if he is released. They told the judge the jail he was being sent to is dreadful, dirty, inhuman, and an ongoing tragedy.
Stop here for a second. If you don't know, Diddy's, the U.S. legal counsel here, because the United States versus Sean P. Diddy Combs Enterprises, Bad Boy Records, all of his entities. If you don't know who the legal team that's heading up, who's heading things up for the United States government, there's 7 women, 2 supervising, 5 5 women arguing the case, all white, and all women who are hearing sex trafficking cases against Diddy. Racketeering, sex trafficking, and again, human trafficking cases. Yes, they want Diddy under the jail. They don't just want Diddy in jail. They want him under the jail. They want him seeing any light of day or any sort of freedom anytime soon. And they will fight tooth and nail to make sure that happens. Just saying. Yeah, they're coming for him. Let me say this. Diddy is in for the fight of his life, and chances are he won't survive. Chances are he won't survive this without some sort of huge blemish on his character, on his name, and on his freedom. Let's continue.
How's your dad doing? Family members appeared somber as they arrived at federal court in Manhattan today in another attempt to get out on bail. The judge cited Diddy's history of violent temper and potential intimidation of witnesses as reasons for keeping him behind bars.
So I wanted to update you a little bit on what's going on with Diddy and where he currently is located. As you may have heard, he is being held without bail. The detention center he's been held until his trial, and actually through his trial, is at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York.
There it is. The Metropolitan Detention Center is a county jail in New York City, on the east side, in Brooklyn. One of the most dangerous jails there are in the United States. There's no doubt about that. You've heard of Alcatraz, you've heard of San Quentin, you've heard of Rikers Island. This one's right up there. Right up there. Especially in county jails, probably the worst of the worst. Let's continue.
Diddy is used to living the high life. He's used to, luxury. He has mansions, yachts, private planes, the best of the best that he has become accustomed to. Well, now we normally have a rags to riches story, but now we are seeing a riches to rags story. So I have a couple things I want to highlight about this facility. And this is, I have a couple of different things I want to point out. So bear with me. Let's get into what's happening with him. And guys, make sure you are
moving on there.
And I believe to Ghislaine, I'm not going to say her. People say you can't say her last name. I don't know why. But the former Madam of Epstein, and that's where she was held. So let's get into this. Sean Diddy Combs is used to living in the multi-million-dollar mansions. His new home is a notorious federal jail. in New York City, known for extreme violence and abominable medical care. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn was the scene of 2 fatal stabbings in 2 months over the summer. And in April, MS-13 gang members stabbed an inmate 44 times in a shocking attack that was caught on camera. Guys, this is it right here.
I think the MS-13, I'm not going to show you that because I don't want to get blocked on YouTube, but the MS-13 gang is one of the more notorious Latino gangs in the United States, if not in Latin America. These guys are as huge as the Bloods. These guys are as huge as the Crips. These guys are as huge as Hell's Angels. These guys are legitimate. It's a legitimate criminal organization. Look it up yourself, MS-13. But it's one of the larger Latino gangs in the world. Let's continue this. I'm going to move this forward because I don't want to get copyright stricken because it shows a deplorable act of stabbing. The guy was stabbed about 44 times. I'm going to stop it right around here, and hopefully it would have gone by then, or they still. Okay, I think the attack is over then. Let's continue.
What were they stabbing him with? Toothpicks? Okay, let's continue. Sorry, these ads are popping up. The situation at the Metropolitan Detention...
Yeah, one of those stabbings happened at the MDC. It did happen at the MDC. So, that's what happened in general population, which Chanel brought to my attention they would never put him into. No, they wouldn't. They could not. They could not put Diddy in that general population because if they did, it pretty much would be curtains for him within hours, if not days. Let's continue.
Detention center known as the MDC has gotten so bad that judges have refused to send certain non-violent inmates there. Chaos reigns, U.S. District Judge Gary Brown wrote in a decision last month blasting the conditions at the facility along with the uncontrolled violence. The detention center has housed a number of high-profile inmates in recent years, including Sam Bankman-Fried, R. Kelly, and Ghislaine. You know, they are kept in a segregated unit.
If you don't know who Sam Bankman-Fried is, he was involved in that cryptocurrency. I think it was FTC. It was a huge cryptocurrency company that got into a bit of a scheme, and basically he was brought up on charges, and I think he went away for at least a good 20 to 30 year stretch. So he got into some serious trouble. Do you think R. Kelly is in general population? No, he's not. Definitely not in general population. Wait a second. I don't know if R. Kelly would be in general population. Let me just quickly check that out. Thank you very much for the comment there. R. Kelly, general population. Jail status. Yes, indeed. Right. So, he's transferred to a federal prison in North Carolina. Medium security. Correctional institution. Just bring this up quickly. He was transferred to a medium security federal prison installment. Let me see. He's already served a 30-year sentence for racketeering sex trafficking charges after being convicted in 2021. 30 years he got. R. Kelly got 30 years. Just to let you know. Let's see here. Yes, indeed. The Bunter Complex site north of Raleigh, Durham, and includes 2 medium security facilities, a low security facility, and a medium facility, Unabomber, and contains Unabomber Ted Kaczynski, being held in Butner Medical Facility, which is also where Ponzi scheme mastermind Bernie Madoff died in 2021 while serving his 150-year sentence. So this is a very famous jail that R. Kelly's at right now. But we digress. Sorry. So he's at the Butner complex. So basically he's a medium security. So he's part of, I think he's not in solitary. He is in a medium security facility. So he's not seen as a threat, but, well, he's seen as a sex trafficker and racketeer conviction, right? So, yes, indeed. Yes. So he is in a medium security prison. He was transferred there in 2023. The Buechner medium security prison. So I think he's part of the general population. I would consider him part of the general population. But because he posed no threat really, and again, other than the crimes he had, then basically he's not considered a threat. So that's where R. Kelly is. He's in North Carolina now. So there it is. But we are talking pretrial and convicted too. Yes, indeed. So pretrial, he was in New York. Then the trial happened, and then I think he was in Illinois, but they moved him to a medium security prison in North Carolina. So that's where he. I think it's where he grew up. I think he was born in North Carolina. I think it was either he grew up in Chicago, but he was born in North Carolina. I don't know. You'd have to do the math on that. I cannot be too sure about it. Let's continue.
Side of the general population. Still, the conditions are horrid across the facility, according to interviews with more than a half dozen defense lawyers and a review of court documents. I have a client who spent 25 years in federal prison somewhere else, and he's like, get me the hell out of the MDC. Wow. Defense lawyer Xavier Donaldson said it has a way of breaking people. A judge on Tuesday ordered Combs, who has been charged with, all of his charges, I'm not going to say certain things, to be held without bail. Combs' lawyer appealed, but the ruling was upheld on Wednesday. That means he is likely to remain at the MDC until he goes to trial. Now,
so you can see that they're trying to break Diddy. They're trying to break him so he confesses the crime so he can go away himself for 20, 30 years. They're going to follow the precedent of R. Kelly. Let's face facts. He's not touching grass for a while. And they mean it. He's not touching grass for free grass for a long, long, long time. That's why Diddy was allowed to have his last night in New York, have his party, I'm sure that was agreed with the judge, and then they came for him. Not through his. He never knew they were coming for him at the time, but eventually he said, "Okay, 8:30 Sunday night, let's go get him. Let's grab him. Let's bring him in." So that he's considered. He didn't exactly, voluntarily asked to be locked up. He was locked up out of sheer flouting of the law because he never reported to prison himself. So therefore, they wanted to get him as more a suspect, more a scene suspect than one who was innocent until proven guilty, sort of confessional sort of suspect in this matter. So again, for lack of a better word, so that's where we are now.
Trying to get him moved to a different facility, I believe in New Jersey. The facility came under the spotlight in the winter of 2009.
If you didn't get that, they're trying to move Diddy to another facility in New Jersey, which has a much better reputation, is not as inhumane, is not as dire in terms of his condition as the MDC is. So these lawyers are really pushing for that until his time of trial. They don't want him to be at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn at all, nor does anybody. They're not there by choice. Let me say that.
19, when a power outage left inmates without light or heat for a full week during a brutal cold snap. Conditions for the detainees continued to deteriorate during the COVID-19 pandemic, where they were subjected to 24-hour lockdowns. In fact, I have a video about that.
Conditions inside of the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn during a 7-day power outage that caused protest and outrage by elected officials because of the cold temperatures and lack of heat were much worse than initially reported, according to new reporting by the New York Times. The accounts, according to the Times, are based on inmates, their defense lawyers, jail staff, union officials, and lawmakers. The report indicates inmates complained of cold, brackish water that ran from the taps. A client known to swallow razor blades said he had not gotten his psychiatric drugs. In another cell, A man lay on bloody sheets. That man had an infection on his leg, according to the Times, that got worse during the blackout. Allegedly, he had been denied antibiotics and Tylenol by jail staff. He was told to wash the wound with soap and water. The warden at the jail, which houses some 1,600 inmates, Mr. Herman Quay, has also been heavily criticized as dismissive and having a lack of urgency by lawmakers, activists, and even his own staff. According to the Times, union officials say Mr. Quay failed to set up an emergency command center or give staff instructions other than to keep inmates locked up. At one point, conditions were so bad that one inmate told his family a correction officer opened his cell door, allowing him into the warmer common area. I don't know what's going on here, the guard told him, but this is inhumane.
There it is, people. You had multiple protests. You've had COVID lockdowns, which are considered draconian. You've had COVID-19. Also, you've had cold snaps within the jail, to which there wasn't much help coming. You're basically on your own in that jail. And there's not much help coming. There's not many correctional officers for it. And if you are in any sort of gang related activity, good luck. Because a man was stabbed 42 times. Only when one officer came down did they break it up. One officer. It wasn't 3 or 4. It was one officer that said that. One officer. So those are the conditions that Diddy is involved with right now. I don't think we need to go any further with this. Is there anything left to speak on this? Oh, we'll let this story continue, and then we'll end it there.
Now, the Justice Department has an ongoing investigation into what happened, but so far the warden hasn't been officially reprimanded, and there have been no changes inside of MDC. It's almost as if that blackout never happened.
And that facility is still inhumane. It is still a mess. In 2021, the Justice Department shut down the city's other federal jail, the Metropolitan Correctional Center, 2 years after disgraced financier Jeffrey death by self-deletion. But many of us believe.
Okay, so again, a bit of a typo there. Jeffrey Epstein was locked up in the other prison. This is the MDC. He was locked up in the MCC while Trump was in office. And he was death by suicide. I'll leave you to your own conclusions there.
That was not a self-deletion, that there was other things involved with that. And there's actually a lot of talk, even TMZ have talked about ET tonight. They've talked about, will he be Epstein? Because it is alleged that he has a lot of blackmail on high-powered people. We're talking about politicians, Hollywood elite, the music industry executives, and also business executives. With most violent federal offenders in New York now housed in the same facility and officials struggling to hire enough corrections officers, the MDC has only become more dangerous, according to defense lawyers and the head of the Corrections Officers Union. The agency as a whole has failed to assist MDC Brooklyn with the staffing crisis, hence allowing MDC Brooklyn to fail. The union head, Rhonda Barnwell, wrote in a memo to the Bureau of Prisons officials in June 2023. What are you waiting for? Another loss of inmate life? Putting him.
Yes. So that is where we stand with Diddy. He is in one of the more dangerous correctional facilities in New York, if not in the United States. I'll leave it there. Let me bring it back to myself here. This man is, thank you very much to Melanie King. Please subscribe to Melanie King. She's doing wonderful things in these YouTube streets, especially on the Diddy case. She has been all over this case. As soon as Diddy got locked up, she has been doing 2 or 3 posts, 2 or 3 reports a day on Diddy. and the stories that surround it. So and his arrest and all things surrounding Diddy. So again, I would highly recommend, if you want the latest on Diddy, see Melanie King on YouTube, and like and subscribe to her. All right, let's get back to me, and let's get back to the full cam. So this is what we're dealing with right now. Anna F. Oh, we got a few YouTube comments. FFG will get justice for what she did to those dogs. Okay, there you go. Anna Marie is not exactly a fan of FFG. Lana says, sounds like someone should have hired Kevin Hart as a jail consultant, a la Get Hard movie. What are you doing? What are you doing? This is a serious matter. Diddy is in trouble, and he needs all the help he can get, especially from the correctional facility that houses him. So please treat this with a measure of decorum. Thank you very much. Jesus, God. Anyway, nonetheless, we're gonna leave it there. So Diddy, as of now, is not really on suicide watch. He is in confinement. He is a ward of the state as we speak until trial, and he is doing his best to focus on releasing himself not only from the NBC but fighting the case against him. And he has a lot of legitimate money to do it. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I bring Lady SB and the Diddy cases together is because they're very, very similar. One on a smaller scale, one on a bigger scale. One with a lady who, flew off at the mouth, and one who flew off with the camera, and flew off the handle with Cassie, led to a lawsuit. He settled. The U.S. Attorney's Office got wind of it. They entered a search warrant, took legitimate evidence from him, and now they have a case against Diddy, to which the U.S. Attorney's Office, let me say this again for everybody in the cheap seats. The U.S. Attorney's Office have a 99% conviction rate. 99%. Any federal case brought against any civilian of the United States usually is a slam dunk, because they've already compiled the evidence against said individual, including Diddy, especially with those raids. And once they formed a matter against him, especially with 7 lawyers of Caucasian descent who only want to see the man under the jail, something's gonna change for Diddy, and not for the better. You can guarantee that. Let me move this a little bit. Oh, let me get that. I don't know what happened there. Just went there. Went a little wonky. So, on this Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, let it be known that Diddy is Diddy's in trouble. Diddy's in big trouble. Diddy is in the fight of his life, and if you think that his money's going to get him out of this one, well, behave yourself. Behave yourself, because this is going down to the finest of granules, and it's going to take a monumental defense for him to avoid any jail time, let alone any serious jail time. So, and for Lady SB, our local black market hero, I wish her well on her journey, and I wish those who were involved in those nefarious activities the best of defensive legal help, because they're going to need it as well, because the mask slipped, and there was a price to pay, and she's paying it now. So thank you very much for joining me on Talk Talk Live tonight on this special edition of Talk Talk Live, the Lady SB and Diddy updates. You are now caught up to date, and we will be watching these things closely. I'm going to start following some of these. Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to follow up on these current events with a bit of my due diligence and report on them, because I'm starting to get a taste for them right now. So again, but I thank you very much. I mean, there will still be some red pill content. Don't you worry about that, to my men out there. Don't you worry, there will still be some. But again, I'm moving towards some of these sort of topics, including next week. Next week we're gonna move back towards the old topics here. But again, Diddy was subject that was too good to pass up. The Lady SB incident was too good to pass up because Lady SB was recently charged with her crimes. Yes, Lana BK put a 1 in the chat. Lady SB was just brought up on these charges as of, I believe, Tuesday or Wednesday. They were very, very, very recent. And again, these are current charges to which she is facing legal penalty, and we await trial. We await what the courts will say about this, and we hope that she gets good legal representation because she's going to need it. She's definitely going to need it, and so will Diddy. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live on this Friday night. A lot of comments in the chat. Thank you very much for your participation tonight. We will be speaking on more of these subjects as we move forward. And to all my participants, thank you so much. I hope you have a great weekend. I'm about to sign out of here, and we'll see about Jim. We'll see about seeing my dad. We'll see about my nephew. He's got some things on that I will hope to attend as well. So thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. We're going to end it here. We'll be back next week, more than likely on Tuesday night. Tuesday night we'll be back on Talk Live. So look forward to joining me then. And I look forward to joining you soon. Sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Like, subscribe, comment. On the road to 1,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll be back again next week. So look out for for the YouTube, for the Instagram, and for the TikTok notifications. All right. Thank you very much for joining me at Talk Live. We'll be spreading into those things. We'll be updating the features around here as we go along, so don't worry about that. I have that in the mind's eye, and I appreciate you being here tonight on this Friday night. Go have a great weekend, and we'll speak to you next time here on Instagram First. Good night from Toronto, and we'll see you next week. And thank you very much for joining me in Talk Live here on YouTube. We're going to end it right here. We're going to get out of here, and I'm going to chill out and relax after a pretty productive day. But thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live, live on IG and YouTube.